some big Smash Bros. Leak news, and just like that, the Smiley Leaker returns. What's happening, my Block buddies, and welcome to a brand new spooky episode of Blocked Content's Leak Speak. My name is Callum, and this is going to be your content for today. Yes, it is time that we talk about the Smiley Leaker, a person that has done a couple of leaks in the past month, I would say, and has popped up time and time again saying some different information, really interesting and really weird, and something that always gets a lot of information, and nothing that we can really fact check at the moment, but definitely intriguing stuff, and always a lot, you know? It's not just a very bland slate of leaks saying, yeah, this will happen, but it's a huge list of things that we can really fact check quickly to see what is possible and what isn't possible. And I also really wanted to talk about the recent developments with Sabi, where it actually is kind of deconfirmed that certain two fighters won't be the Fighters Pass number 5 characters. So let's dive into pretty much everything that we can talk about today within these leaks, because it is Leak Week, it is Blocktober, so let's talk about everything. Here's something special, because a lot of you Block buddies want it. We're doing a show called Question Blocked. We'll answer your questions about upcoming fighters, questions about how to start on YouTube, my thoughts on your favorite games, pretty much anything you can think of. So send your questions through to blockedcontentmail@gmail.com, and I will answer your questions live on the show in the next Question Blocked episode. And for those of you guys who like giveaways, we're giving away this Piranha Plant plushie and a What's Happening My Block Buddies branded t-shirt. Remember to like this video right now, press like, and subscribe to Block Content, ring the bell, comment down below where you should have one of these beautiful giveaway items. All right, let's get into the main topic of today, and that is actually the Smiley Leaker returning. Let's talk about this. He basically just says, hello, I am back. If you don't remember me, I'm the guy who said Pack 5 would be Waluigi, and there would be a Pass 2, 3, and 4. I also said Pass 2 will have a Square Enix character, Arla Ninja, Doomslayer, Steve from Minecraft, and Crash Bandicoot. I'm here to update my information. I'm still not sure about a bonus character, but I've narrowed it down to either Geno, Mallow, an Echo Fighter, or no bonus character. A Fortnite guy costume is coming, but I'm unsure when it will drop. Pretty good. I'm also unsure if it is Jonesy, but I know it is a Fortnite me costume, but I've heard Jonesy the most. Waluigi's reveal trailer is not a repeat of King K. Rool's trailer, most likely as it turned out my source was joking. He turned out to have zero connection to the trailer development team, so I have no idea about his trailer now. The Square Enix character is still unconfirmed, but I can update my list of characters I've heard of the most. They are in no particular order: Lara Croft, Squall, Sephiroth, the Black Mage, Geno, Mallow, Sora, and Chrono. I'm still hearing a stage pass consisting of all cut stages by a lot of my sources, but they are also less reliable ones, but I could take that with salt. I am still hearing rumors of a Had Kid, quote, Raimu, Geno, Mallow, and the Knight from Hollow Knight. I've heard the DLC was selected late June, so Waluigi was selected to please the fans, as it was a large outcry. I heard rumors that Sakurai wanted Waluigi to be DLC as it represented the character better, but that might just be the view from my sources. That is it. I will update as I learn more. Well, this Smiley Leaker, this is interesting, right? Because there's a lot that you can say, this really doesn't make sense, this really doesn't feel like Smash Brothers, this feels like a little bit too much information, and just the idea to get a Pass 2, 3, and 4 and a bonus character, that is completely insane. I would not subscribe to that theory at all, but I really wanted to talk about the characters that he mentions, because it does actually coincide with some news that we've heard pretty recently, so all of this is really interesting. Sabi actually tweeted this out. I am not leaning towards Ryu Hayabusa or Crash for Fighters Pass number 5. I'm not deconfirming them for Fighter 5, just considering them very unlikely based on some new private developments. I can't share anything else right now. And of course, Sabi, friend of the channel, reached out before, and I think it's really interesting that Crash and Ryu Hayabusa are my two characters that I think are most likely to end up as the next fighter announced for Smash. I've said that repeatedly here on Block Content. It's pretty much a shoe-in for me. I think that one character, of course, is leaning very much against the Western audience, the other the Eastern audience, and also two characters that are really big in gaming. And one, Ryu Hayabusa, makes sense because it's, you know, from the NES era, right? That character has just got history, but also is a great fighter on its own and could bring a whole lot of new tactics to Super Smash Bros., right? The character would look right at home between like Sheik or characters like Joker. That would be really interesting. And even though it'd be weird in the character select screen, you know, maybe it would just be Hayabusa or something like that instead of another Ryu. So I would say this is really likely, but hearing from Sabi that it's actually not likely to be the next one is a huge surprise. I think that if I were to put my money on something, it would have been Ryu Hayabusa, even over Crash, I feel. Now, Crash is a fighter that I've wanted in Smash ever since we got Banjo, I feel. Like, Crash wasn't a character that I called for earlier before Banjo, and that's pretty much because I was really backing Banjo. I was really hoping, crossing my fingers, that that character would happen because it's such a huge gaming icon. I played the heck out of the games when I was younger, and I just think that Banjo fits so well with Smash Brothers and the Nintendo vibe that I just really wanted that fever dream to come true, and now it has. And now I'm keep thinking, well, if that's possible, then this weird dream of having Crash in Super Smash Bros. Is actually possible too. So not as hyped for Crash as I would have been for Banjo-Kazooie in the day, but that would be an incredible win for the Smash team, right? To have Crash Bandicoot in there, a character that pretty much is synonymous with PlayStation, of course, also had games on Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, and other Nintendo consoles as well. So I think that there is, of course, a huge reason for them to put Crash in this game, because we also have the games on Switch now, and the partnership was never better. And of course, as you guys have probably seen, our latest video, which is Super Nuke Brothers Melee, our fan game that we did 10 years ago that we're going to do a series about, talking about all the cut content of the game and all the cool animations and all the character models. Crash Bandicoot was a character there, and I animated an entire moveset for the character, complete with taunts, with victory animations, with all the jumps, all the attacks, special moves. So I have a lot of, things to say about Crash in terms of moveset and how he could be handled. So hearing that those two characters are not likely to be the next is pretty interesting. I mean, where could we go next? Well, that's pretty much where it ends in this whole Sabi situation. So to go back to the Smiley Leak, yeah, he does talk about Crash Bandicoot. He does not talk about Ryu Hayabusa at all in this, but he just said, I also said Pass 2 will have a Square Enix character, Arla Ninja, Doomslayer, Steve from Minecraft, and Crash Bandicoot. So he just gets mentioned, not as character number 5, which we now know is probably not happening because of Sabi's sources, but also Crash Bandicoot is mentioned in there for the Pass 2. Now, also interesting, he talks about Waluigi being in Smash Brothers. This is why I kind of know that this is not real factual information. I don't think that Sakurai would do this just yet. I think maybe for a next Smash game, he would put out the hat trick for getting Waluigi in Smash Brothers. I don't think that there's a chance for Ultimate. I do not think that it's happening. I don't even think it's on Sakurai's mind at all. I think that people are just, trolling in his mind, right? And he's not doing it on that thing. So in no particular order, the Square Enix characters that he does mention are Lara Croft, Squall, Sephiroth, the Black Mage, Geno, Mallow, Sora, and Chrono. And these characters are all super interesting. I mean, think about Lara Croft in Smash Brothers. That's like a gaming icon, that's a women's icon. I think it's really cool to have a character like that in Super Smash Brothers. You can even change her design up to be a brand new design that takes a little bit of elements from every Lara Croft, every Tomb Raider game, and pretty much makes it like a Smash Brothers model, a little bit with what they did with Solid Snake in Smash Ultimate. So I think that there's definitely ways that you can really do that well. And of course, she has some great techniques, somersaults and all these great weaponry and climbing and all that stuff. So I think that there's a really great way that you can put Lara Croft in Smash Brothers. Squall, I don't think is too likely. Sephiroth, I do think is likely, but for Ultimate, I would say that Sephiroth would be a great boss fight for another Smash game. The Black Mage, I would have loved to see. I think that character, of course, also appeared in the Mario Hoops 303 game, and that's, really meshing well with a Mario style, so they could definitely do that well. Then Geno and Mallow, I don't think that they'll add Mallow as a playable character ever. I do like the character, pretty cute, and has some great history in the Mario RPG game, really fun, but I do think that if they add a character from that, it's going to be Geno, no questions asked, and I don't think people even think about Mallow in that sense. So this is the only leak that really talks about that character. Now, Sora and Chrono, they're interesting, right? Because Chrono is, of course, a character pretty much like Banjo, who's had the best days, right? And isn't really in the public eye all that much, and of course could get a reinvigorated career because of Super Smash Bros. That I think would be super interesting because I love Chrono Trigger. That game is just an icon of, RPGs and the way that it works, the story, the intrigue of that game. It's really interesting, and to get more characters designed by Akira Toriyama in Smash Brothers, I'm all for that. So give me my red-haired Goku. And for Sora, I love Sora. I think that there's a really special place in gamers' hearts for Kingdom Hearts, just because it's this, mashup between Disney, Final Fantasy that somehow works, and the story is, of course, all kinds of crazy. But I do think that Sora is going to be a difficult sell for Smash Brothers, especially with a Disney connection. But also, you can't see it apart from that Disney connection, right? There will always be that Mickey logo on the sword, on the Keyblade, and I think that you'll always think about Goofy, you'll always think about Donald. And will Nintendo really work together with Disney, the huge conglomerate that it has become? I don't see it very likely, so having Sora in Smash would be incredible, and I think that a lot of people would lose their minds if Sora entered the fray, but I just don't think that it's feasible. It's not feasible for Ultimate, at least. I think that that's going to be a huge discussion going forward for Nintendo, for Sakurai. Is this, worth the headaches of getting Sora to work in Smash Brothers? But I do think the Kingdom Hearts 3 theme, is really amazing, really great artists working on that game. I've seen some behind-the-scenes footage where they, show the character models, talk about, the Final Fantasy kind of part of the team working together with Disney and acquiring their animated models that sometimes come directly from the Pixar movies and stuff. So they do play ball with this collaboration thing. And of course, Nintendo, because of Mario, Zelda, and everything, is a huge icon in gaming. So maybe they wouldn't even pass the opportunity, right? Maybe they would be all for it. So it could go either way. I would say for right now, pretty much no. I'm really curious if you guys have any character that passed in this video that you think has the biggest chance, so let me know in the comments down below. I'm super curious what you guys think, and of course if you comment down below, that could actually be featured in our next video. And today's comment question is, well, which character from this leak do you think is the most likely? As for our previous comment question, our answer comes to us by way of the user sinner.exe, saying, when it comes to my 4 Smash characters, I only have 2, those being Crash Bandicoot and Master Chief, which is funny because they basically represent rivaling consoles, but when I was growing up I had this PS2 that I'd like to use the little games I had. One of them was the original Crash Team Racing, so Crash has a big nostalgia factor for me. I love the character and I think it fit in well. As for Master Chief, he represents one of my favorite games of all time, Halo Reach, which is a game that I've put so much time into growing up. I've seen videos on moveset ideas and they both fit surprisingly well into a game like Smash. Well, Sinner.exe, thank you so much for your comment, and yeah, I do think that both those characters are icons of gaming and really fit well with Smash Brothers, like Crash Bandicoot more in the style, but I think Master Chief more in the idea that it's just this huge part of gaming culture, right? It was the first really big FPS game that expanded and did this, Faux's kind of open world-ish idea, but also people consider it to be the rebirth of the first-person shooter, or maybe even the game franchise that kind of perfected it in a lot of ways. So, all of this to say, I do think that those 2 characters are likely. Master Chief would be a dream pick for me, right? I think that even more than something like Banjo-Kazooie, which I do hold super close to my heart, if they get Master Chief from Halo and Smash Brothers, it's gonna implode the internet. Everybody's gonna go insane just seeing that character in Smash with the energy sword or the rocket launcher or a final Smash with a Spartan laser or a Warthog or something like that. That fits so well, and just seeing Master Chief and Samus have a battle, that is really a great idea. So thank you so much for your comment. Always so much fun to read through all of them. Thank you so much. And of course, a huge shout out to our latest Patreon supporters who make block content absolutely possible. So if you want to have yourself created in block content style, or even have private Skype sessions with me, or you want to have your video become a video on this channel, just go to patreon.com/blockedcontent. It's even from $1 a month. You can really support the channel, and that make me really happy. Thank you so much. There's a bunch of incredible rewards there on patreon.com/blockedcontent. And of course, submit your questions for Question Blocked. We're going to do a new episode really soon. I've received so many sweet, generous messages from you guys, and also some questions that really made me think about things, you know, in terms of Smash Brothers, the gaming culture, but also in terms of my channel and the way that I do content. So thank you so much for giving your feedback and your amazing questions. You guys have been insane. So email to blockedcontentmail@gmail.com, and maybe I'll answer your question live on the show. Remember, if you're not yet a member of the Blocked Content family yet, click that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and all the news and fun you care about will be delivered on the daily to you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you around the corner where there's always more Blocked content. See ya.